This week on Sweet Ruca, Roxy and I see family and friends for the first time in 2 years. Curtis transports a 70-footer. I meet up with Curtis in Chicago to prepare boats for the Chicago to Mackinac Race. And finally, the racing begins. We'll get back to our regular episodes after the regattas have finished. Curtis and Dave transported Chico2, a one-design 35 turbo, and the boat we would be racing in the Chicago and Port Huron Mackinac races. In the night, they hit a log, and when they arrived, there was a small bit of damage to the bow. Fortunately, some quick epoxy was a sufficient enough repair, and the race would go on.
We gotta figure out, we gotta get that fixed.
What happened?
Hit a log last night, I guess. We kinda knew we hit something, but...
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Roxy was excited to see friends and family while Curtis was transporting boats. Not just people friends, but her dog friends too. I finished some video editing and will be joining Curtis at a later date.
Roxy! Roxy! Roxy, look who it is! Look, it's Ron! Oh my gosh. She doesn't know what to do.
I know.
She's just a lot.
I would have asked her to be mine. Ooh, something to talk.
When Curtis finished transporting the TP52 to Chicago, as you saw in the previous episode, he flew back to Muskegon for the final transport. Him and Dave would be taking a Santa Cruz 70 down the lake for the racing. All this work allowed Curtis to make a little extra money for the cruising kitty.
The streets 1,000 times, but a girl is hard to find. I've learned my lesson oh so well. There's only one thing I have found. When nothing else remains to do, you should just stick to your own kind. Ooh, something to talk about. Ooh, someone to dream about. Ooh, something to talk about. Ooh, someone to dream about.
Weird shit is going on.
Oh, waiting. Oh, waiting. Oh,
We are just about at the end of our last delivery of boats to Chicago for the Chicago to Santa Cruz 70 over to Chicago Yacht Club to get that prepped, and then we'll work on Chico 2. We're about 13 miles out of the harbor. It's been a really smooth sail, nothing to worry about. The conditions have been smooth. Breeze has been right around 10 to 12 and on where we're at.
Right, we've got Chicago right coming up here, right off our bow. It's about 12 miles out. And behind us is where we started. Almost directly back there is Muskegon.
A long transport builds up a good appetite, but Curtis ran into some nearby friends and decided to tour their boat before I joined him in Chicago.
Just finished up, cleaning the boat. Time to go get some breakfast. What do you think, David? Hungry. Let's go.
My name is Cupcake, and this is our Ocean Racer.
This is Captain Keith. You want to see it?
Yeah.
That's our line we use when we want someone to come aboard. This is it.
Beautiful.
4 bunks. This is where we make our food in this little pot. Yeah.
All right.
Food goes in here,
Very nice.
and that's it.
Perfect.
There's a head back here.
Awesome. We'll give people a little outside tour here real quick also. Hey.
Always working.
Always working.
All right, cool. We're walking in downtown Chicago, and we are headed to the boats in Chicago Yacht Club. Start working on some more boats today, getting everything ready for the Chicago to Mackinac.
Lots of work to do, but I think we're going to get it all done and have a great race.
To come alive.
For the nav station, yes. In a little contrast to the 70-footer, we are installing a Fleet 1 broadband here on the 1D35. We're half the size, but with a navigation station that might be a quarter. Yo!
It was the day before the race, and Chico still needed a lot of work before the boat was race ready. So the team banded together to give it its final touches.
Just putting these safety lines to stop sails from going overboard.
Very nice.
Make sure we can still use them for an entire race.
Here's it. Yeah. All right, take the top off.
No problems here at all. Oh, wait, here. Come here and help.
Here, I'll hold it.
Just hold it right there, because I'm going to grill it as is.
Nothing like doing some last minute prep before the race.
Oh, where's my box?
What do you think, Sam?
No. Pretty Caroline, oh, 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 stone cold stunner. She was a winner, started working at the dime. Oh, 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 serves this of her mind. To count your blessings, 'cause it's telling fail. Put you down and leave you there, don't make them scared. Yeah, it's the ugly truth. How they come for you.
It was finally race day with the city skyline in good view and black sails all around. We are not in the cruising world anymore. The start was a little hectic, but we began close-hauled, headed north up Lake Michigan.
I know you never forgive enough unless it's real. The slippery slope, it's not enough to please. But pretty Caroline, oh, 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 stone cold stunner. She was a winner, started working at the dime. Oh, 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 serves this of her mind. To count your blessings, 'cause it's telling fail. Put you down and leave you there, don't make them scared. Yeah, that's the ugly truth. How they come for you.
The good wind stayed through the first night, and it was my turn to take the helm. Curtis trimmed main, and we sailed the boat with feel and instruments, while other crew caught up on sleep.
Morning, day 2 of the Chicago to Mackinac Race. The air has become super light, it's still upwind. Kate is driving over there. Everyone else on the boat is taking a little bit of a nap, getting recharged for the rest of the day after working super hard through most of the night.
exactly where we are on the fleet, but we feel like we're doing pretty well. We'll see how things go when the sun comes up.
With 9 people on Chico2 and 4 bunks, sometimes the sails seem like a more comfortable spot to sleep. You might think all the loud noises and movement would make it hard to get some shut-eye, but at some point exhaustion usually catches up with you.
Not quite sure exactly how we're doing yet. We seem to be doing okay. We've been keeping the boat up to speed for the most part. We're on a good heading. We're sailing our optimal route, and it's about all we can do. Weather is a little shifty, a little weird, but we're going to do what we can. We're thinking about shifting to a code 0 and waking up all the boys. Yeah. I think it's time for a code 0.
And what's the numbers?
Numbers are 97 true wind angle, 6.7 knots of breeze.
Put the code 0 without me.
We can do that.
Yeah.
527.
Matthew.
Maddie.
Yeah.
Come on, bud. You guys were racing.
Right. 0.
Winds were starting to lighten and head aft, so we made a few sail changes before finally hoisting the spinnaker. Not only is Matthew an incredible bowman, he is also our chef as we eat freeze-dried meals to save weight. The hot meals are welcome after a cold night on the water.
What's your position on the boat?
The bow. I do bow. Make the sail.
Bow/chef.
We got everything we need right here. Wine and burning chemistry. You and me alone. You and me alone. Inside of our embassy. Everything we need right here. Make me sing along. Sing along. I never thought I'd ever be stuck by you.
Is this a gimbal?
I never thought I'd ever be stuck.
As sailors, we find creative ways to fix things during the race with what we have on hand. This applies to cruising as well as racing sailors.
We got everything we need, right? Watch me. Dancing in the colors, lightning. Blowing up a thunder, watch it over me, yeah. We got everything we need right here.
This is where we sleep in the Chico. Or try to sleep. It's news, we've had a handful of sail changes today. Everybody got some rest. We've all eaten a lot of candy, and there's a lot of wind, which is really nice, knock on wood. So, should be a beautiful night of sailing, and an awesome finish tomorrow. See you at the finish.
Well guys, we are full doing this. Full send over the top of Beaver Island. I've never done it. I don't think anyone else on the boat has. Pretty rare that this happens. This wasn't our plan.
Wash it over me, yeah. We got everything we need right here.
At a certain point, the wind shut off across the lake, and all any of us could do was hope it would fill in for us first.
Alright guys, we are on the home stretch. We just did our final jibe, which is going to take us into Mackinac Bridge. Fingers crossed that the weather stays the way that we saw. As you can see, it's a little tight down here in Chico2. We don't really have a proper navigation station, but we make do. We like to rough it a little bit and go fast. Alright, and then we're going to come around. We're going to, right there, and we're going to come around. There's the next mark of our course. Now, the reason why we can do this mark, New Shoal, is because we went around the west side of Beaver Island. There's an exception in the sailing instructions for this that most people don't really do. And then there we go, Mackinac Island over here, and there's
First place was out of reach for us, so Curtis made a gutsy call to sail extra distance in search of breeze outside of the islands. His call paid off, and we moved from 70th overall to 6th overall and 2nd in class. It was a nervous few hours as we could see none of our competitors until we came around the top and headed towards the famed Mackinac Bridge.
So burn the map. I ignored the signs. Been feeling far away. 2 years in a couple of days. I just wave my hand to the world outside like it's all okay. I can't believe what my eyes have seen. I just woke up
09, reporting we are 1.5 miles from the finish.
Yacht Chico2, confirming sound number 35009. Thank you for your call-in. Please continue to monitor channel 78 through your finish.
Line and lighthouse were a happy sight after a couple days of sailing through the days and nights. But the racing wasn't over yet. Stay tuned next week for more awesome racing footage.